torrential rain. It's beginning to feel normal. And so in turn, for many of us, floods are becoming a fact of life. Since last week, much of the country has been struggling as water levels have been rising.
It's been absolutely awful. We've been absolutely drenched. We live down and the river's come all the way up the garden. Raining all night, all day. It's just not great weather.
They call it the Bath Road, but the only thing missing today is the soap.
The fact is that on this famously damp island, flooding really is nothing new. 1939, a vintage year. 1963, another one to remember. This is Tonbridge in Kent, underwater. Hard to believe that this November has not been especially wet. The average rainfall for the month is 160 millimetres. When 216 millimetres fell in 2009, it became officially the wettest November on record. This year we had 43 millimetres in the first 2 weeks of the month, not even close to record-breaking pace.
It's not that unusual to see consistent areas of low pressure coming off the Atlantic at this time of year, all bringing large amounts of rainfall. What we are expecting over the coming years is that we'll see these sort of events maybe more frequently.
But all of this flooding is a result not just of the torrential rain we've had over recent days, but the fact that that rain has fallen on ground which was already saturated. Remember, this summer was the wettest on record for 100 years. Put simply, the drainage system is overloaded.
It will run straight off into the rivers very quickly. We're seeing surface water flooding on the roads to start with. That then impacts onto the rivers, and as we go through the winter now, the soil isn't really going to dry out very much. It's going to be cold, it's going to be little evaporation, so we're going to have to keep a very close eye on things.
The good news is that the millions of pounds spent on the flood defence network seem to be paying off. Here in Worcester, the new embankments are holding back the surging waters of the River Severn. And the government says at least 26,000 homes across the country are dry tonight because of flood defences constructed in recent years. Jeremy Cook, BBC News, Worcester.